Good morning. Let me just fix the screen. There's a wave. Okay. How are you guys? One minute. So make sure you have water and a towel. Hopefully you've hydrated already. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get started. All the way to the back of the mat. Pull the elbows back. Make a fist, and let's do a thumbs up here. Your feet are a little wider than hip width apart. We're just going to come down halfway. Keep your neck nice and long so you're not dropping the face, and then come back up. And let's just keep repeating this a few times. While we do this, I want you to keep the elbows up so you feel your thoracic spine working. While we got a nice release in the back of our legs. So let's just do here a few more. Okay, release the arms and do a complete forward fold. So now you're going to let your head go. You're looking through your knees to the back of the room. And just start pedaling the knees. So bend one, straighten one. Just gently. It's not about forcing. Now I want you to shift your body weight forward and walk your fingertips forward. And then shift your hips backwards and walk your hands back towards your feet. And then just do that a few more times. Walk the hands out, shift all your weight forward, and then take it back. Now, let's meet in the full forward fold. Do a big inhale to a flat back. And now reverse swan dive, arms out to the side, come all the way back up, sweep the arms to the ceiling and fold back down, do it again. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Unhinge, come all the way back up, flip the palms. Now you're going to hold with your arms parallel to the floor and try to take the arms further back. Spread out your chest, keep the belly tight. Take the left arm up and the right one down. Just hold on this spot for a breath. And then do the same on the opposite side. So we're just moving nice and slow. Reaching the arms nice and long. And take it over again. And switch. Nice. Now bring your hands to your waist. You're going to lift your left leg up. You're going to flex the foot and extend the leg out. And then bend, put it down, do the same on the opposite leg. Lift the knee up, flex, kick the heel out so the leg is straight. Whoops. Bend it and put it down. Same thing again. Knee up, kick it out, bend it, lower it. One more time on each leg. Whoops, gotta focus. Nice. Now, right hand's gonna stay on your waist. Pick up your left foot. Nice big stretch here for the front part of the leg. And then switch. Pick up the other one. And then you're just going to go side to side. So we're not really holding it very long. Just as soon as you feel that nice little tug, you can switch over to the other side. Just trying to get a bit of blood flow into our legs. One more. Okay, bring your arms out parallel to the floor. Feet are back to hip width. You're going to hip hinge. So if you look at me from the side, I'm pushing my butt back and I'm reaching my arms forward. The arms are nice and long and the belly is in. Now from here, come back up all the way, arms straight up to the ceiling. And then hip hinge again. Lean in, keep the arms as high as you can get them with the arms straight. Come back up And then the last time, reach, reach, reach. And then come all the way down. Baby steps with your hands, walking them all the way to the front of your mat. Meet me in your high plank position. Be mindful to keep the belly in and the face up. Step your feet in so the knees are under the hips and you're in bear. And now take it to a small downward dog. Heels are down on the floor. If you can, I would like you to push those legs straight. Come back to bear. So ideally the shoulders are right over your wrists. And now back to that small dog with your legs straight. One last time, knees hover. Put your knees down on the floor. Let's round our back and do a series of cat-cows. So drop into those shoulders, take your gaze forward, and then round that back. Shifting your hips back a little bit. Then do it the other way. So just keep oscillating between cat and cow at a pace that feels good for you. Remember when you're in cow to always keep the belly pressing up to the spine. Okay, let's come on to the tops of our feet. Let's open the knees to the width of the mat if you can, and now sit back on those heels. Slide your palms out, but we're not going to put the head down. Think about letting the chest get closer to the floor with your neck nice and long. Okay, come back up on all fours, bring your knees back in. Tuck the toes under so you feel stable. Your knees should be hip width apart. Now, we're going to take the left foot forward and the foot faces to the left side of your room. So this, you've got a 90-degree angle in that left knee. And your toes are pointing directly to the left side of the room. All I'm going to ask you to do is shift the hips backwards and then come back forward. And if this is bothering your knee, take a towel or a small pillow, put under your right knee. Right now, you're just rocking those hips front to back. Okay, let's put that left knee down, take that right foot, step it out, have it point to the right side of your room, rock those hips backwards and forward. Again, protect that left knee if it's more comfortable for you. Working on opening up our hips, little stretch for the inner thigh. One more. Okay, step that knee back in, down on the floor. Your feet are flat, so you're on the tops of your feet. We're going to take the hips back to the heels and then come back up. Just a few times. Okay, from here, tuck your toes under. Walk your hands to the front of your mat. Meet me in a high plank. We're going to step our left foot up between our hands. So you're in a low runner's lunge. Now let's put that right knee down on the floor and let's rock those hips back. Point your left toes up to the ceiling. Rock those hips forward. Take your gaze, look up. So you're crowding out your chest. The hips are kind of forward. So you should be feeling a little bit of a release in that right hip flexor. Rock it back, toes up. Front leg is straight if you can get it. And then forward again. I like to just have my fingertips down. I'm trying not to weight much into the arms. Rock it forward again. Come off the knee in the back. You're back to that low runner's lunge. Sweep your arms out to the side, bring the shoulders up. Sweep your arms all the way up to the ceiling. Nice long arms here. Elevate high on the toes on the back foot. Now lower the arms. I want you to clasp your fingers together. Palms face out. Sweep the arms up. Just hold on this spot for a sec. Take it up and over to the right. Little balance challenge. If you feel a bit wobbly, you can always open up that back foot a little bit. Come back center. Go up and over to the other side. Keep the arms pushing long. Come back center. Release the hands. Come back to that runner's lunge. Step back. Meet me in plank. Take your right foot. Bring it up between your hands. Runner's lunge. Left knee down on the floor. You're going to rock those hips backwards, toes up on the right foot. Come back forward. Crowd out your chest, take your gaze, look up. Take it back. And forward. And back. On this next one, when we come forward, come off your back knee. You're right back in that low runner's lunge. Sweep the arms out to the side as you bring the shoulders over your hips. Reach the arms all the way up. Try to get nice and high on the toes on the back foot and get your arms as straight as possible. Now let's take the arms down, clasp the fingers, palms face out. Reach. Still opening up and getting a nice stretch in that left hip flexor. Take it up and over to the right. Come back center. Up and over to the other way. Come back center. Release the arms, come all the way back down. Meet me in your high plank. We're going to do a little hover and go straight to up dog. Come onto the tops of your feet. Come off your knees if you can. Spread out your chest. We want to be retracting the shoulders, pulling the belly in. Toes are going to tuck under, hips up to high plank. Right into a downward facing dog. Pushing the heels towards the floor, they might not get there. Just relax here, close your eyes. Let it all hang out, just enjoy. Try to push your legs nice and straight. Trying to draw the heels towards the floor. Get high on the toes. Come back to plank. Now this time we're going to hover, but we're going to end up with our body on the floor, face down. Come down nice and slow with lots of control. We're going to meet in a baby cobra. Your hips are down. You're just enjoying a nice little stretch of the six-pack muscles, little flexibility for your lower back. Just close your eyes. Breathe. Now, push away from the floor. Try to pull the shoulders apart and draw the belly in even more. Okay, let's take the chest down to the floor. Take your hands right beside your chest. Keep your neck long. Tuck those toes under. Press yourself up to plank. Hips are in line with your back. Pick the left foot up off the floor. And then switch to the right. And just keep walking the feet, lifting and lowering. All about the belly here. Gotta use it. Okay, let's all meet in a down dog. We're gonna be here for 5 big, huge breaths. Come forward to plank. We're gonna do pigeon with your right foot coming up behind your left hand, slowly lower down, sliding your left leg back, down onto the forearms. This is always a good place to start. Think about staying off that right hip. Working the left hip flexor down towards the floor. So if this is totally not comfortable for you, you can always do figure 4 stretch on your back. This is quite an advanced stretch. Ideally, you've got a 90-degree angle in that front leg. Slide out if you can, relax the forehead to the floor, give me 5 big breaths. And come back to the forearms. Back up onto your hands. You're going to tuck the toes under on your back foot. Step the right leg back to plank. Let's do a half hover and go to up dog. You're on the tops of your feet, ideally with your knees off the floor, pushing away from the floor, broadening through the shoulders. Just breathe. Belly in, toes tuck under, meet me in plank. I want you to walk your feet again, lifting and lowering one at a time. Shoulders stay right on top of your wrists. Take it to a downward facing dog. Give me 5 big breaths. Close your eyes, get lost. Just enjoy a quiet moment. Come back to plank. Do a hover slowly all the way down to the floor. Baby cobra, up on your forearms, on the tops of your feet. Proud out the chest. Just breathe. Okay, let's lower the chest, slide those hands back so they're right by your chest, tuck your toes under, press it up to a high plank. Take it to a downward facing dog. Heels push towards the floor. Get nice and high on the toes. Push the heels towards the floor. 4 more times. Walk your feet forward to the middle part of your mat and your hands back to your feet. We're going to cross the arms, unweight your upper body completely with a straight leg if you can. 5 big breaths. Release the hands. You're going to walk your feet out. So the toes are off your mat, but the heels are on your mat. Fingertips out in front on the floor. Your spine is an extension. So we're getting rid of the hunch in our back. Walk your hands out a little further. So maybe they're 2 feet in front of the feet. And then bend into your legs. So it's like a little open sumo squat. Go back to a straight leg. Try to get all the way straight if you can. Keep your fingers only on the floor. Shift your hips backwards before you bend again. Lower down, pick them back up. Your range of motion is whatever it is, but you know we're always trying to improve it. But it's not about forcing. It's just about challenging it a little bit, but not to discomfort. Now, once you're down, hold it down, walk the hands towards you, and then lift them off the floor out in front. Now you're going to slowly come back up, straight leg, reach for the ceiling, lower the arms back down, and start to bend into a squat. You own how low you go. It's not about who goes farther. Come back up. Reach for the ceiling. Come back down. Really good way to strengthen your pelvic floor, your inner thighs, getting all these muscles to work together. Let's do it one more time. Okay, just take your hands to the floor, to the front, step back, meet me in your plank. We're going to do that nice, slow hover again and meet on the floor in baby cobra. You're up on your forearms. Hold here for a few breaths. We're going to do a little planking, nothing crazy, just what's good for us. So let's tuck the toes under. Lift your hips up, you're on your knees. Come off the knees, push your heels to the back of the room, get your legs straight. Lower the knees. Now I want you to lower and lift the knees as slowly as possible. Come back up. Push to a straight leg. Lower back down slowly. Now lower the hips this time. Come back to your baby cobra, but keep the toes tucked under. Lift the hips up. Lift your knees up. Put your knees down. Lower the hips. Crowd out the chest. We're just going to do this one more time. Hips up. Knees up. Okay, put the knees down. Walk your forearms all the way back to your knees. We're going to have a little child's pose here. Whatever version that floats your boat is where you want to be. Take big, deep breaths. Okay, come up with your torso, so you're in your kneeling position. Just hold on this spot for a little bit. I want you to make that fist we did in the beginning of the class, sweep the elbows back. Now, if this isn't comfortable for you to be on your knees, just kick your feet around, take yourself to staff pose. Now, while you're pressing those elbows backwards, I want you to squeeze them together. Next. Now take the arms up. You got that field goal going on. Let the hands come forward and then take them back. Keep your elbows up. Just working on a little shoulder mobility. Keep your torso nice and long. Couple more. Don't let the elbows push forward. You should feel those shoulder blades kind of pinching together in the back. Okay, release the arms. Now, if you haven't already, take those legs out. We're gonna all meet lying down, but we're gonna go down Pilates style. So bring the arms out in front. If you can, cross the palms to your shoulders as a progression to this. C-curve your spine. So you're really not using your arms to help you slow down. You're using more of your core here. Lots of control. Let's take the head to the floor. Proud at your chest. So before we bend our legs, I want you to get nice and flat on your shoulder blades. Now, slide in the left foot, slide in the right foot like you're going to come into a bridge. We're going to pelvic rock. So roll the pelvis up and then roll it down. Do this nice and slowly. Once you've done a few, maybe you get a little bit more range of motion into this exercise. Okay, now let's keep that lower back on the floor. Let's slide the right leg back out long. And if it comes off the floor, it's okay. Let's take your hands, clasp them together, and let's bring the left knee into the chest. While you're pulling that left knee into the chest, try your best not to stress the neck and shoulders. Now, if you need a towel, grab it. But first, we're going to start to circle our left ankle while we continue to hold the knee in. Change your direction. And now try to point and flex. Okay, your right hand's going to release to the floor. 2 fingers around your big toe of the left foot, or a towel around the bottom of the left foot. You're going to straighten that left leg. That's the goal here, is to push the leg straight, regardless of where it is positioned. I also want you to concentrate on pressing your right heel into the floor. Now start to push the left heel towards the ceiling. See if you can bring the left leg a little further towards the back of your room. Okay, you're going to bend this left knee again. Clasp your fingers. Pull that left knee back into the chest where it was. Now keep the right hand on the knee. Open your left arm out to the side like an airplane. Let the left knee come forward a little bit so the knee is closer to being over the hip then the chest. Now we're going to guide the left leg towards the right side. So you're going to roll over on that right hip. Now, if your left shoulder and hand come off the floor, that's okay. But I want you to create an activation of trying to lower it towards the floor. Use your right hand on the left knee to push it down towards the floor. It's not going to get there, I don't think, or it might, but whatever feels good for you. You're just in search of a good stretch. So keep the left leg where it is. Take your left arm straight up to the ceiling. Palm faces the right side of your room. And you're going to lower the arm back behind you. Spread your fingers wide. Okay, let's bring that left arm in. Help that left knee come back up. Give it a big hug into the chest for the last time. And now we're going to extend that leg all the way down. Bring the right one in. Left calf on the floor. Let's start to circle the right ankle. Let's change the direction. Really good to give your feet a little bit of love and your ankles. Okay, point and flex. Feeling a nice stretch through the shin, little activation of that shin. Okay, left hand relaxes to the floor. 2 fingers around the big toe of the right foot, straighten that leg, or wrap a towel around the bottom of the foot, holding onto your towel. Try to keep the shoulders and neck nice and relaxed. So the goal here is a straight leg. Push that heel to the ceiling. Foot stays flexed. See if you can move it backwards a little bit. Okay, we're going to bend the right knee, bring it back into the chest. Now push it forward so that right knee is over your hip. Open up the right arm out to the side. Your palm should be facing up. Slowly take that right leg down to the left side. You want to actively be trying to keep that right shoulder down so your chest gets the benefit of a nice stretch. Make sure that right arm is nice and long. Okay, let's bring the right arm straight up to the ceiling with your palm facing the left side. Take it backwards. Stay here for 3 or 4 breaths. Let's bring the arm back up, take it to the ground, bring those hips back. Give that right knee a big hug for the last time. And now we're going to meet in happy baby. So both legs are bent. You take your arms inside the legs. Take hold of the outsides of the feet with your hands. And let's get the heels pointing to the ceiling and the knees working their way down towards the floor. You can add a gentle rock from side to side. Try to be mindful to have that lower back down on the floor. Okay, let's take the legs up to the ceiling, get them nice and straight. Flex your feet, get nice and flat on your shoulder blades. In slow motion with your heel pushing out, you're going to take that right leg slowly down towards the floor. Nice and slow. When you get the heel at the height of the hip, I want you to make a little circle with that leg. Tiny circle. Change your direction. Both legs are locked out straight. Low back is pressing down into the floor. Belly is tight. Go up and down an inch. Shoulders are relaxed. Bring the leg back up. Hug both knees into the chest, just for a little reprieve. Take the legs back up to the ceiling. Get them straight, feet flexed, left leg comes down. Belly pushes down, low back is on the floor. Make a little circle. Change the direction. Go up and down an inch. And let's bring that leg back up. Hug both knees into the chest. This time we're going to open the knees, push them away, bring them together, make a nice big circle. Do one more. Now with your knees ending together, you're going to rock it up to a seated position. We're going to connect the bottoms of our feet together. You're going to take your hands underneath your feet and you're going to walk your hips, if you can, a little closer to your heels. Now, use your arms long to elevate and grow the spine so you have no rounding in your back. Just proud out the chest, keep the neck long. Now, while we're here, we're going to work our neck a little bit. So you're getting the benefit of a nice stretch through these inner thighs. Try to lower the knees towards the floor. That's an activation of them pushing down. Drop your chin. Belly is in tight. So hopefully you're getting a nice little stretch through your upper back. Now take the chin back up. I want you to turn your head as far as you can to the left. Keep trying to work those knees towards the floor. Come back center. Take the head all the way to the right, as far as you can turn it. Maybe those heels can push in a little closer. Okay, bring your neck back so you're facing forward. Now you're going to take your gaze and your chin down towards the left shoulder. So you should be able to see that left shoulder in your sight. Come back up. Find that right shoulder. Chin down. Come back up. One last stretch for your neck. You're just going to take your left ear, tilt it down to the left shoulder. You can gently use your left hand. Gently. Maybe pull the head forward a tiny bit. And then try to create a nice little release on that right side. Sometimes you got to find the right spot. You have to explore a little bit. But it's not about forcing or straining. It's just about feeling good. Okay, let's come back up. Right shoulder goes down to the right. Move the head forward slightly. And then if you want to, take your right arm. Just enjoy. Okay, release, come back up. You're gonna take your left leg, extend it all the way out. Right leg extends all the way out, both feet are flexed. You're sitting up super tall, arms out in front. Now, you're not gonna C-curve your spine. You're gonna stay with a very upright spine as you just lean back. You're actually working a little bit of your quads here and your hip flexors. That's probably what you're feeling. Please do not round the back. If you need to come forward and take a little break, do it. We're just gonna start by rocking it back. Belly draws in. Your range of motion doesn't have to be fabulous. I just want you to feel these muscles having to work. And I want you to pull in the stomach. Now rock it forward. So those muscles in the legs get a little release. Take it back. Now, if you can hold it back, pick up the right heel, maybe 6 inches, lower it down, pick up the left. Again, it's a lot of core work because you're drawing in the stomach, alternate legs. If you want to make it harder, you take the arms straight up. You'll notice I'm going nice and slow, lifting and lowering at a very steady pace. One more on each leg. Now bring the arms down, come back up. Now we're going to round and flex the spine. Lean forward. Take nice big deep breaths. Walk your hands out, keep the forearms down on the floor if you can. Your legs are nice and straight and your feet are flexed. Okay, take yourself back up. I want you to sit cross-legged if you can, whatever version thereof. Round your back, walk your hands out. It's the same fully folded over leg stretch. Come back up, cross over the other way, walk it down. Might feel a little different on one side, perfectly normal. Stay here for just a breath or two more. Okay, walk it back up. You're going to extend your left leg down along the floor and you're going to plant your right foot inside your left thigh. Now, you're going to take your right hand back behind you, very close to your hip, and you're going to keep your spine as upright as you can. And we're just going to add in a little rotation. So take your gaze, try to look over that left shoulder. And then slowly come back. We're just going to switch legs. Hold that left foot in. Plant that left hand close to the hip. Very upright spine as you twist. Okay. Last stretch on your mat. Take those legs nice and wide. Position your hips so you're sitting nice and tall. Feet are flexed. Walk it forward with your spine long. So we're not hunching or rounding over yet. Just go as far as you can without rounding. Now take your feet and try to rotate them towards the back of the room while they're flexed. Nice. Now, be mindful of your neck. I want you to just let your head relax. And if you can, I want you to lower the elbows slowly down to the floor. Keep the belly drawing in. Walk those hands a little further out if you can. And now come off the elbows, slide those hands back in. You're going to bring the legs together, shake them out, pull the knees in towards you, feet are hip width apart. We're going to come up nice and high on our toes. So lift those heels all the way up, just hang out in this position. You can look down at your feet and make sure that the heels haven't splayed out to the side. Okay, let's meet in a full forward fold. Again, this time we're going to cross the arms, unweight the upper body. Let your head go, let your eyes close, and just breathe. Now, slowly open the eyes, and then keep the arms folded if you can, and then one vertebrae at a time, you're going to round yourself back up. Once you get up, you're going to release the arms, take a nice big deep breath, and I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo! Party's over. We did it.